What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mixtapes. I'm your host, Eric Stangland. And right next to me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Mark Moots. Moots, what's going on this morning, my friend?
Well, sir, I am, as I do on my days off, I'm sitting here editing a really cool interview, actually, for coming up soon on the show, and just getting ready to talk about some stuff.
Awesome, and I have no idea. All I know is I chose the red pill today.
You did, yeah.
That's all.
Full disclosure, I told Eric that I had two ideas for what we should do, and I had column A, column B. He chose the red pill, so I guess it's usually column A, I think, right? It's just red pill, blue pill. That's the
Yeah,
order.
something like that. Hey, real
So,
quick, before you get
so
into that,
yeah.
just want to say thanks to everybody that's been listening to the show, telling your friends all the good stuff. We're noticing a spike in numbers from old shows, so
Mhm.
that's really exciting, and it's really consistent. Like the amount of listens a day now, it's crazy. So thank you so much for that. The guests we've got definitely, I think, five or six in the can right now, which is awesome, and we're
Yep.
just releasing once a week. So, and then we do our segments, which you'll hear this one on a Friday sometime in the future. Also,
Mhm.
we did our first little Patreon thing today,
Yep.
so sign up for it, and you'll get to hear it. It's pretty cool. It's a little behind the scenes thing, so
Yeah.
enjoy that, and that's all I'm saying. So,
Hmm.
so let me know what I picked with the red pill.
Okay. So with the red pill, you chose we are going to do an albums that made us.
Oh, okay, okay. So
And
you already have one, I'm assuming.
oh, I do. Yes.
Okay, so I have to come up with one, but I can do that, no problem. So
Yeah.
I'm good. Let's go.
Okay. Okay.
We're live. We're live.
Uh,
We're live,
we're
pal.
we're live, pal. Okay, so albums that made me or us, obviously for those of you who are joining us for the first time, it's basically a segment where the idea is we want to talk about the albums that had a massive impact on our lives and kind of shaped who we are. It's impossible to choose one, so we don't do that, but we choose one at a time. It can be the very beginning of your journey in music, or it could be something that has affected you more recently. But it needs to have meaningful and dramatic impact on you, right?
Yeah, and everything cool is we've had some pretty famous people on
Mm.
talking about those albums, and we will
Absolutely.
more in the future too. So that's pretty exciting. So
Yes. Yeah. I
then you
think
get the
it's
non-famous people.
yeah. I mean, we're not, we're just schmucks. But okay. So my album this is going to be a bit of a saga for you guys. So anybody who has listened to us for any amount of time notices that every single week, every single episode, I make a concerted effort to mention a couple different bands. Now, one of these bands we've already done an albums that made us for. The video is on Patreon. The audio is up, so you can go check that out. So today I want to talk about the band Queensryche. Um, and the album I'm going to choose might surprise some of you if you're a fan, even if you're not. So Queensryche, I did discover on the EP, Queen of the Reich, right? Blew my entire mind. The Warning came out. I think it's a brilliant progressive heavy metal record. I joined the fan club, like sent a money order in when Rage for Order came out. Mind Crime, I think, is absolutely brilliant. Empire, their some would say black album. But after that, I fell off as a fan. Um, and I did go see them a few times after Chris DeGarmo left, and I think the band shifted. Um, Live, it was always either fine or not, but I continued to go see them, but not really support them. Several years down the road, I heard they got a new singer. And I thought that's not possible, right? All
Yeah.
due respect, I think Jeff Tate is. I mean, he's on the Mount Rushmore of heavy metal vocalists. Go back and watch that episode.
Yes, sir.
Um, and rightly
On
so.
both of ours.
Yes,
by
yeah,
the way.
he hit the same point on both of ours.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
he's incredible, and I don't think that his influence can be under or overstated. So anyway, Queensryche gets a new singer named Todd Latour. I get free tickets to go see Queensryche open for Vince Neil in Reno, Nevada. Um,
I know, right?
it was Great White, Queensryche, Vince Neil, and somehow I got hooked up with some free tickets, and I thought, okay. I did a little research. I saw this guy Todd singing in Crimson Glory, who I was actually a really big fan of. Their self-titled album and the Transcendence album, I think, are amazing. Very Queensryche. Um, but Midnight, their singer, was insane. Like his range is inhuman. And so I find this YouTube video of this guy Todd Latour, and he's singing all this Midnight stuff well, like really well. So I go see Queensryche, and they destroy the place. Like they open with Queen of the Reich. They're tuned A440,
That's awesome.
and he comes out and hits that. It's
That
an
note.
E5, I believe.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. That's high,
It
ladies
is.
and gentlemen. And then they just like plow through a set of album cuts. Couple hits, mostly album cuts. And I'm immediately, my little Queensryche fan heart is just exploding. Um, we'll jump ahead. They've released several records with Todd. I bought them. I went to see them every time they came around. I think those first couple albums with Todd are good. They sound like Queensryche should sound again and for the time. The album I want to talk about is The Verdict. And the reason I want to talk about that album is because if this album had come out to me, if this album had come out after, let's say, even Empire, it would have been the best thing they had done in a while. I'm not going to say it's better than Operation Mindcrime or any of the Tate stuff,
Sure.
but for a band who had an iconic signature singer to replace him and then come out with an album with the quality that The Verdict has, I think is one hell of a feat.
Well, remember too, it's not just Tate.
Mm-hmm.
There's no DeGarmo.
There's no DeGarmo,
And that's a
and
huge, I
yeah,
mean, that's huge.
no, I think when DeGarmo left, we've discussed it.
Yeah,
The Queensryche lost their rudder,
yes.
and now many years later, Michael Wilton and Eddie Jackson, the two remaining original band members, have like righted the ship along with Todd and the other members that they have at this point. Um, Todd plays drums on The Verdict, and
Now,
he kills it
now, isn't there some weird thing where Scott is like still a member, but like,
at that point.
so he's not a member anymore, right? Like, there's not this thing where he's like, I'm gonna come back and play drums, like because I
Yep.
thought that happened, like, because the
No,
new guy didn't know if the new guy had a gig, he was just kind of filling in, and then it was like,
well, I think that was the case somewhat. And Scott was in the band when they did The Verdict, but he couldn't or didn't. I'm not sure.
yeah,
He wasn't able to do the album. So Todd uh, started as a drummer, and he was like, "I'll do it." And to be fair, the drumming on that album, Scott Rockenfeld, I think he was on my honorable mentions of when we talked about heavy metal drummers in a Mount Rushmore episode. You can go see it over there. Um, I think he's really underrated because he
yes,
has a very like specific way he approaches beats and fills, and like he has a feel that is all his.
he's very
Um,
Bill Ward in terms
yeah,
of like when you try to replace that guy, there's a specific sound that kind of goes away.
yep.
You know, I was
I,
thinking
well, I
about
think
that little triplet things he does, you know, that type of
yeah,
like in I Don't Believe in Love, I believe. And
yeah,
there's a couple of those songs where you're like, that's just Scott. Like you can kind of
yep,
tell, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yep. No, and were like an amazing rhythm section.
Oh, 100%.
So but Todd, like it comes in and it sounds like Queensryche again. Like that album more than the ones leading up to it, to me, it was like this sounds like Queensryche.
How many albums did they do with Todd before this record?
I want to say two. I don't have it up because we are running live, but let me
Yeah. And
have a little look see.
this is a great record. It's like I have to revisit it, because it's been a minute since I've heard it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember you telling me specifically, like, you need to go listen to this record. Like, this is the record you need to listen to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I remember going, okay. And, because I kind of feel that way sometimes. It's like, you replace a really important person in the band, or the band's like just churning out, stuff that's just not good or just not good to
Mm-hmm.
you, right? Because, like,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that in another beginning of an episode.
Yes. It looks like, and that is what I thought. They did two albums with Todd prior to the verdict.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
But
So
you lose faith in the band, right?
yeah.
And then they get a new singer. So
Mm-hmm.
your faith level is still super low, maybe even lower. And I mean, let's talk about this for a second because I think it's important to talk about. We both have played in numerous bands,
Mm-hmm.
and when the tank is approaching empty,
Mm-hmm.
like when the shelf life is the expiration date is hit, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like one of those things where it's like you have to make that choice. Like, do you
Yes.
say, "Hey, dudes, it's over," or do you like decide, "Hey, we're just going to keep trudging on," right?
Yep.
And I always think the answer is, "Hey, dudes, it's over,"
Mm-hmm.
because like nothing's the creativity's not there, right? Whatever. And
Yeah.
you will hear these bands do this, and you're like, every record's just a miss, right?
Yeah.
And there's like legalities to that too.
Of
Like,
course.
a band can't, put out record under a different name, or if they decide to disband the band and do something else, there could be legalities that way also.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that fans don't understand, right? You know what I mean? If you read into this more, you talk to people that are in the know that have done these things, you'd be very surprised. We've had some great conversations on the show about like, with Jonah,
Mm-hmm.
or like before you came on, Ron, with Little Caesar. We're like,
Mm-hmm.
we're only signing you
Yep.
and you can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's
We
like,
own you.
Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the deal a lot of the times. But with Queensryche, they replace the singer, the
Mm-hmm.
guitar player leaves. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
did
But
Tate?
way prior.
Yeah,
Like Chris left
a long
a
time
while
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Tate quit? I can't remember. I know there seemed to be
So,
some animosity and like some
oh,
stuff in the press and whatnot. But
there was a really acrimonious break and lawsuit that
yeah, oh,
happened.
that's right, because they were trying to do the whole name thing, right? Weren't
Yes.
they? They were trying to
So
control the name and all that stuff.
essentially, the band won the name, but Jeff won rights to being the only person who can play Mindcrime in its entirety live.
Oh wow.
And I think I, from what Tate has said, they basically bought the name from him.
The other thing that's interesting about that too is that, and I know you heard this too, is that Tate was quite nice about Todd in the press.
I just he's making the rounds right now for his new Operation Mindcrime 3 album, and I just watched an interview where yeah, he was very well, he was sort of backhandedly complimentary in my opinion.
Complimentary for Tate.
It was yeah, yeah. Like he does a good job being me,
Yeah, which is pretty
that
funny
kind
to
of a
me.
thing, which seems a little snarky and but like
Yeah.
also okay.
But he also goes to
Um,
see him and up in the front and Todd and give him
yeah,
the
and he
acknowledgement and
said the guy
like,
has a great technician. He's a great voice. He's doing the parts, and
yeah,
he was sure.
sure.
Yeah, but I do think that the songs specifically on the verdict and honestly on the latest album, that Digital Noise Alliance album, is they're really they're the band again, and like they're writing really really good Queensryche songs,
So
and for the first time in over a decade, probably all of a sudden, like I was a Queensryche fan, like for real
right,
again,
right. So
which is kind
why'd
of
you
amazing.
why'd you pick the record as one for your DNA? like one that made you, because that's an interesting thing, because when you think
Mm,
about it, it's like there's albums we can like. See, now this is an interesting discussion. We might not take this too far, right? Because we're really talking about yours and we got to talk about mine.
yeah, we'll get into yours.
But
Yeah.
it's like so later on in your life.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's almost like it's weird to think albums can change your DNA that later on in life, or like or mean that much to you.
Hmm.
So why does this one make it over, the EP, or over
Oh,
Mind Crime, or not over as in better, just like the one you
yeah.
chose today? Because I'm sure you
So,
could choose a couple of them
oh,
over
I
the
would
course of a year.
absolutely,
Do you know what I'm saying?
I would probably put the Warning and Rage for Order both into one of these conversations
Sure.
without question.
So why choose this one first?
The Verdict, to me, the angle that I considered when I decided on this was I was a huge fan of
Right.
this band, like at a formative time of my life. So
Yeah.
again, we can talk about how much the Warning and Rage in particular
Sure.
meant to me. I paid money to be a fan.
Right.
I have,
Besides you buying the
besides
records.
buying the records and going
Sure.
in merch and,
Sure.
but like I have my fan club shit upstairs. I probably should have had it while we do this. Um, the Verdict, especially, was the first time in my life as an older person where a band that I loved, like loved, that fell off for me reminded me what it felt like to be a young fan again.
I like that.
And it like it brought that magic of listening to a band and thinking, oh my God, this blows my mind back. It's from a band I didn't think could do that.
I like that a lot. That makes
I
that
I,
makes a lot of sense.
I had written them off.
I think a lot of people that were in our boat
Mm-hmm.
did. I think we
Yep.
cut the anchor and just
Yeah.
sailed away,
And I'll
unfortunately.
just listen to the old albums.
Yeah, and be
Um,
happy with them,
and that'll be cool,
yeah,
right?
totally.
Like, I mean, enjoy whatever you're doing. I'm good.
Sure.
But seeing them the first time was like, oh,
Yeah.
this. And then, like I say, the two albums they did with Todd prior to The Verdict were like, yeah, it's cool. But The Verdict was the first album that they had made with Todd where I was like, oh shit, this is Queensryche and it's fucking great. And I have been shamelessly plugging my fandom for this band in particular, this era again, since we started doing this show together.
Even before.
Yeah,
I
even
remember you
before. Yeah, because
talking
we
like,
did a whole thing about Todd being the
yes,
replacement singer, and
yes.
you can go back and listen to that.
Yeah, all the
Um,
episodes are up, folks, from day one
yes, yeah.
to now.
So I just think it's a really important record, and moreover, I think it's a record that, like we discussed in that interview or conversation we had years ago, where like this whole no Tate, no Reich, like gatekeepy bullshit attitude is insanely wrong to me. Because if you just listen to this record and let it be what it is, for that matter, go listen to what Tate's been doing and tell me
Yeah,
personally,
yeah.
DM me if I'm wrong. But
You're
Queensryche
yeah, you're not wrong.
is back, and they're making music at a really high level again. Not to mention live, they are stupid good.
How much do they play of the new stuff when they play? Because I mean, I'm
Not
assuming,
enough.
and they're support acting a lot, right? I mean, sometimes they're
They've
headlining.
been headlining a lot.
That's good.
They did do a lot of touring with where they were opening for Judas Priest,
Yeah, I
which,
remember
like,
that.
Jesus Christ, what a fucking bill,
Yeah, right.
you know. Especially with Priest pulling like a lot of deeper album cuts from the bygone eras, and then Queensryche was like, shit. They did a tour where they played the EP and the Warning
Back to back,
in
right?
order all the
Yeah,
way through.
yeah.
And I've watched about 10 shows on YouTube, and it's fucking incredible.
I like when bands have the pulse of their real fans.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm not to say if you come in earlier you're not a real fan, but like, you know, I think the one thing that, you know, eludes people that have been around from the beginning, like yourself, you know, where it's like, yeah, I don't really get what you're doing anymore. I'm still gonna listen to the old records or whatever, but for them to be like pulling out all these tunes, you're like, wow, I can't believe they're playing this. This is
Yeah.
awesome. Like that to me, I have a lot of respect for them. There's bands that don't do that at all, and it's
Yep.
basically a greatest hits tour, like
Def
year
Leppard.
after. No, not Def Leppard actually,
Really?
not at all.
Okay.
Uh, I had Poison in my head.
Oh,
No,
sure. Yeah.
no, because
Legacy, straight legacy band.
yes, no, Def
Yeah.
Leppard when they were doing their Regency thing in
Hmm.
Vegas, they were playing like Let It Go. They were playing
Yeah.
Switch 64.
Finally.
They were, yeah, but they were playing a lot of that stuff. Like
Good.
you'd be surprised how much they're pulling out. But no, like a band like Poison, where it's like if you like Poison, say you really like Poison, right?
Hmm.
You're gonna get the same 13 to 15 song set, and
Yeah.
that's it. So like I don't understand the point of seeing that band over and over and over again
Hmm.
unless it's just like, hey, it's the summer, Poison's a party summer band. Let's go
Totally.
see Poison and I can sing along with all the songs. But like if you're a big Poison fan, like I don't know. I mean, I definitely was a little bit of a Poison fan because I was pretty young when that band hit. Like I wouldn't mind hearing some stuff that was deeper cut stuff. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Not just the same thing. And I
Yeah.
respect bands that aren't afraid to do those things. You know what I mean? They're not afraid to go, hey, you know, we have a whole new fan base, but we also have an older fan base. And since we have the internet, a lot of the newer fans might have dug deep into the older catalog, you know?
Yeah.
And I think if you're not charging a wazoo for tickets and you're not, you know what I mean, like you only have a certain amount of time to play, I mean, I think you can get away with that stuff. I really
Hmm.
do. I really do. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
if you're, you know, the thing that's hard, here's another thing for the folks is a lot of times everything's choreographed in terms of lights and in terms of sound for shows. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
not like
especially
someone's
these
going to,
days.
yeah, it's not like someone's going to go, hey, you know what? We're not going to do that one on the set list. We're going to pivot and we're going to do this tune. And
Hmm.
then the light guy's going, you're going to do what?
Yeah.
And
No, the
the sound
laptop
guy's
is
gonna
like,
go,
no,
"What are
you're
you?"
not.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's they know what they're doing before they do it, and I have a lot of respect for that. And in those type
Yeah.
of shows, they have to. Like a Pearl Jam, Pearl Jam's a minimal light band. They're
Sure.
minimal whatever. They literally write the sets before they play that night. Like,
Hmm.
and I'm talking sometimes it's like an hour or two before, and I greatly respect that because,
Yeah.
you know, I liked, I mean, and when I played in bands, I loved switching in the middle of the
Hmm.
show, just going, the vibe's not here for this one. We're gonna lose the crowd. Let's pivot to this one. I love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
No, for sure.
you know, so this is an important record, and I love all the things you talked about with this record. If someone, I mean, is this a front to back record? Like if you were to like
For me, yeah.
no, not for you in terms of like if you're going to say to somebody, "Hey man, you need to listen to this record." Are you going to tell them start off with like this song or are you going to say start from just song 1?
I think it might depend on who I'm talking to.
Sure.
I think I would probably somewhat uh, change it for, like, I have certain friends who I would say I did send them like a specific track and be like, hey, you need to hear this new Queensryche.
Yeah.
Check this song out,
And if you dig it then
and then you can go on. But I
yeah,
would say if you wanted to just try like one song and see where you're at, I would probably say Light Years.
okay.
Um, Especially if you're a little more interested in the like kind of Rage for Order era
Sure.
of Queensryche. But like the opening track, Blood of the Levant, is like pretty aggressive. And so Man the Machine, and I mean, Inside Out's great. I think they're all really cool. Dark Reverie is a pretty amazing, like epic kind of feeling song. Bent is ridiculous. That actually would be one I did send to people as well.
Is there
I
a
think it's
song you wouldn't like is there a song that you're like This
Like
could be a
something I'm
perfect
not as
record, but
into.
like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say this is a perfect album,
Sure.
but I think it has a really good. It's A's and B's for me.
Okay.
Um, yeah, there's no C track on here for me. I
Which
think,
is great because that's another
mhm,
thing that's a hard thing is when a band has like they have that, oh my God, we got the sound back, or we're like we're writing the ship.
mhm.
Sometimes like, if you're, and the other thing I like about this record is only 10 songs. I
Yeah,
love that.
no, it's pretty tight.
I love that. I love
Um,
that not having to put 13 songs or 15 songs on a record. I
yes,
mean, who's going to write 15 bangers? You know what I mean? Honestly, like
not
it's
many
really
people.
hard to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And I thought this would be a bit of a curveball, but I've been thinking about it quite a bit lately, and I actually been listening to it a bunch again, and I was like, I the fact that this many years later, a band can lose two very important members, lose their way, and come back and make me like them again just as much as I did when I discovered them. I think that that's an album that made me.
I like it.
Yeah. So that's my take.
I like it a lot, and I hope you guys listen to this record.
Please do.
I hope you give it a chance.
Yep.
I think it's important.
Yeah. And drop this no Tate, no Reich shit. It's weak.
Yeah, and just especially after you listen to the record, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You can't. I think what they are doing right now is everything that Queensryche should be right now, and
Makes sense.
that's my point. So, what do
Awesome.
you got?
Well, maybe I'll do a red or green pill to you too. I've been
Okay.
kicking around something in my head once you said that. I think it's, there's so many avenues you can go down because it's going to be one of these things where it's like it'll be plenty of opportunities for both of us to do these type of shows, and some
Hmm.
of these we'll probably do on Patreon too, just so you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, okay, so let's do this. I'll even make my pill known.
Okay.
Do you want something in the college years, or do you want something in the beginning guitar playing years for me, which would be like 13, 14 years old?
Well, I think I went because I'm an ancient man now. I went really old. So let's go young guitar player Eric.
Okay, so this is a good one.
Okay.
And this popped up, and I will throw a meme on this when we release this episode.
Hmm.
But I was talking with a couple students the other day, and we were talking about, just kind of like history and stuff like that. And I'm gonna choose Yngwie J. Malmsteen's Rising Force. That is the record I'm choosing today because that is the record that I mean, probably now it doesn't mean as much, but I think if you heard that record anywhere between 84 and like 92, 93, you understood the gravity of what you were hearing. I heard this record in 88 because that's when I started playing guitar. And I had, I mean, I wanted to play guitar because of Eddie Van Halen, Jump Video, 1984, saw it on TV. That's what I wanted to do. I knew my
Right.
life would change forever. My cousin gave me Blizzard of Oz. That was a big, big record for me. He traded tapes with this kid on the bus for Diary of a Madman. And I also heard Iron Man um, watching, it might have been AWA Wrestling with the Road Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
We talked with that with our good buddy Bob Smith.
Yes.
Check out his outdated wrestling podcast show. It's amazing.
Hmm.
And so that's kind of where I'm at besides hearing stuff from my dad, like Stones, Zeppelin, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not going to lie to you. I do not remember who introduced me to Yngwie. I do
Mhm.
not remember how I heard Yngwie. I don't even remember the first song I heard off this record. I might have borrowed this record, but
Okay.
oh my God, did this record fuck me up?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and you remember back in the day, man, there was always that, did they speed the tape up?
Hmm.
Like, no one can play this, ungodly fast. And like Ingve's career, obviously, he's been a butt of many jokes
Sure.
between the donuts on the
Donuts.
Pantera home video,
Yeah. And
and
what is it? Unleash the Fury
oh
on
God,
the airplane.
or the arpeggios from hell, the DVD or VHS where he teach you how to play guitar, but there's no difference between playing it slow and playing it fast, which I thought
Yep.
was absolutely hysterical.
That was a good time. Yeah.
Um, and Yngwie's just Yngwie.
Yep.
He was brash. He was just whatever.
Yeah.
But Rising Force
Hmm.
is a record that just humbled me
Yeah.
when I tried to learn pieces out of it. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't get the tab books. I got them later. This
Hmm.
girl I was dating, she copied everything from the book. I borrowed it. She copied everything from the book. She might even borrowed it, and she put it into a folder for me. Like, talk about love, right? And
It's very sweet.
yeah, totally. Shout out, Lori, wherever you are. I know
There
you're
you go.
very happy. So congratulations on your new marriage and all that good stuff. You're a good person. Um, but she copied that for me, and that was like my second or third attempt at playing Ingve, and I might have
Hmm.
been playing for 6 or 7 years at that point. But
Oh, okay.
man, dude, like, you'd see little things in, I think Black Star was in a guitar for practicing musician.
Yep. I attempted to learn that.
Yep, shout out John Sticks.
Yep.
Um, and dude, it was like, and the thing that I didn't understand about him was he uses ring finger a lot instead of his pinky.
Hmm.
When he'd run those like those harmonic minor arpeggios across the neck,
Yep.
he was using his ring finger. And
Yeah.
that was like, oh, that's why I can't play that as fast because I'm trying to use my pinky and this isn't working. And it's the
Mm.
things you learn when you can visually see it years later. Unfortunately, me and you were playing guitar before YouTube, so
Oh, yeah.
there was a lot of those things that we kind of didn't get to see. But in a window, can I say the window is 84 to about 88?
Hmm.
Is that about fair?
Yeah, I think so.
Ingve was very melodic when he wanted to be, and he
Oh,
always
yeah,
he always got shit on for overplaying, which he did.
which he
But
did.
he was very melodic, and Black Star is amazing and very melodic. I mean, Far Beyond the Sun is the one where he hits that part at the end,
Hmm.
and it's just like it's stupid. It's like you just realize like the controls there. If you've watched black and white Ingve stuff on YouTube, dude,
Yeah.
it's like next level compared to this record.
Yep.
Like the shit that kid's doing at 16,
Yeah.
unbelievable. But I mean, I'll be honest with you. Maybe Little Savage is the only one I don't like on this record, and I think everything else is fucking great.
I was looking at the track listing and I was like, Little Savage.
Yeah, but
I
I mean,
remember every other song and I don't even really remember that one.
yeah, it's not
So,
really that good, but everything else is phenomenal, dude.
dude, now your ships are burned
Oh my God.
with Jeff Scott Soto
Yes,
singing. Oof.
dude. He sang on the first two, right? Or is it just
Sang
this
on
one?
the first two.
Yeah, yeah,
He's a beast.
100% beast. And I don't know, man. To me, this record shifted the way I thought about guitar,
Yeah.
and it was an important record to me, and it's important in my DNA. And every once in a while, I'll dust off some Guitar Pro tabs and mess around with some stuff and realize, yeah, no, I would need to put in hours and hours and hours a day to play this stuff. But um, I can appreciate it, and I like
Hmm.
listening to Trilogy a lot.
Sure.
Trilogy. I heard after. Now you have to remember, I kind of believe now that I'm thinking about this more. I'm pretty sure I heard these two records before I played guitar.
Me
And
too.
and then I bought Odyssey when Odyssey came out,
Okay.
and I had just started playing guitar when Odyssey came out, and that's
Hmm.
'88, and that's the great Joe Lynn Turner
Yes.
on,
Yeah.
on that record, and Bob Daisley.
And Bob Daisley, yes.
Yeah.
And that's the more accessible and
Yes.
possibly attainable version of Ingve. I mean, he's
Yes.
still doing Ingve, but he reins it in a little bit
He
more on
does.
that album,
He,
where Rising Force and Marching Out, especially, he's just unhinged and like,
he's just like, he's like, I practice for, 10 hours a day in a bedroom and you're going to hear it.
mhm.
Like,
Yeah. It's funny. I do remember who showed, I remember when I heard Yngwie, like specifically. I was
was
on the
it,
bus.
I was going to say it was a Nebuchadnezzar.
No, 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 it wasn't. I didn't know him yet because I was 14 when
Okay.
in 1984 when this album came out, and I was
Okay.
riding the bus, went to school, and there was a dude who was a guitar player, and he was like, "Have you heard this Yngwie guy?" And I was like, "What do you?"
Yeah, because we can never pronounce his name right,
Yeah,
right?
and
Never.
yeah, Nebuchadnezzar always used to call him Yngwie J Rumblefish.
That's so
Shout out,
good.
Sean.
So good.
But I was like, no, he's like, he's the fastest guitar player in the world. You got to hear this shit. It's crazy. And so he had a boombox, as you do,
Yeah.
and he played me Black Star.
Yeah.
And so my allowance money that week
Went to Rising
got me
Force.
Rising Force. And I got to be honest with you, I don't think that I even understood what I was hearing. It was really exciting and like somewhat overwhelming.
Yeah.
Interestingly, my mom thought it was cool because she liked classical music.
Yeah. Makes
Except for
sense.
the stuff with Jeff Scott Soto singing.
Sure.
She didn't care for that as much,
Sure.
but she was
Sure.
like, wow, this sounds like, Bach or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, I guess. Um, I saw Ingve on the Marching Out tour opening for ACDC,
Oh, wow.
uh, on Fly on the Wall tour. Weird bill, but like I remember, have you seen that footage of him at Day on the Green? um, of Yngwie, where he's the first guy I saw do the over the shoulder guitar thing,
Oh,
like
nice.
predates Cinderella.
Yeah. Oh,
And I
that's
was like,
cool.
what the shit? And
Yeah.
live, he's like throwing his guitar into the lighting rig. And um, Yngwie, Rising Force to me is it's a great pick, because yes, I totally agree. But this was like the shot across the bow to every guitar player. Like he was putting the world on notice
100%.
that
Yes.
like I am unfuckwithable and
Yes.
just get out of my way. And like you watch his progression through that very early period. I mean, there's the stuff in Hearing Aid where um Derek, what is it? Michael St. Hubbins, Derek St. Hubbins, the guy Michael Keaton from Spinal
Yeah.
Tap,
Yeah.
Michael McKean, where he's like, I saw him play and I just like turned my guitar into a coffee table. Like I can't play it like that. And like that was the feeling. And every
Yes.
time I saw
Yes.
Ingve, I mean, shit, if you watch him cutting that stuff in the Hearing Aid video, the stuff they didn't keep is like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And the stuff that's on the track is great. But he just was like, they just put a quarter in him and let him go. And like his tone is so signature.
Yes.
Like that strat with his hands on it, it sounds like Ingve.
It's like Santana, right?
It is.
Like anytime you
Yeah.
hear Santana, you know it. Anytime you hear Yngwie, you know it. You can hear
Know
that
it.
really pushed, like mid-low range.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's the neck pickup on the Strat.
Yep.
I mean,
He's so fucking smooth.
dude, he really is.
And his legato is, I mean, obviously he can pick, but his legato is crazy beautiful.
Yeah, he's
He's a monster player.
and he crashes his Lamborghini
Mm-hmm.
and is like kind of paralyzed
Mm-hmm.
and has to relearn how to play the guitar over again.
Yeah.
Like in the prime of his career. And like he's fine. If I didn't tell you that story, you'd never
You
know
would
that.
never know. No.
You'd never know. I mean, he's
Yeah.
just stupidly good. And
Yes.
I think the main reason I wanted to pick this is kind of what you just said about like he put people on notice. I mean, and he
Mhm.
did because I don't care what you want to say. Randy Rhoads is off limits because he passed away in '82.
Sure.
Okay, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
I know Eddie was like, "What?" I know Vi has personally said, "What?"
Yeah.
Like I've heard Nuno say the same thing. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he came out And like these dudes that were like legit dudes, Nuno was behind, like
Sure.
he was younger. Satriani, all these dudes that were legit dudes were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I mean, it's like, and like, how many guitar players? This is the funny thing about Yngwie. How many guitar players can you say that about? And I'll name some right off the bat to you. Okay, Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
Okay, Eddie Van Halen, Randy
Hmm.
Rhoads, Jimi
Sure.
Hendrix, and I'm
Sure.
talking about influential people where other
Yeah.
guitar players were like, "What is going on?"
Yes.
In-
Game changing.
yes, Vi, Yngwie.
Yep.
Like those are the guys you can name. I mean, Freeman can be in there, but I'm talking like people, like the guitar players are actually afraid of these guys.
Yeah.
And of all the ones I mentioned to you, the only one that's not talked about enough is Yngwie, and it's always negatively because Yngwie
Is Ingve.
literally, yeah, and he couldn't get out of his way.
Yep.
And I also think besides the Odyssey record, I don't I don't think he had anybody telling him like, "Hey, you don't have to crush everybody in every bar." Like the melodic stuff you do is so good. And that's the thing I hate about the speed comment.
Hmm.
Because there are people out there, I don't care. I like come at me. Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Um, there
At
are
me.
people that have no soul in their playing.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rusty Cooley.
Hmm.
I will give you a famous one that people will be pissed off. Probably not in our little clique of listeners. Joe Bonamassa is like the whitest, just
Ain't
vanilla,
yeah.
just I mean, he can blow circles around me as a guitar player, sure, but like
Sure.
I don't feel anything when I listen to that guy.
No. I
Listen to Eric Gales play with him.
yes.
Oh my God, Eric Gales just says, "Hey, did you pack your lunch? Because you're going to school today." I mean,
Yeah, that
literally,
dude's scary.
and I'll get some pushback on that. I don't care, honestly. Like,
Mm.
I mean, Ingve is very, very melodic when he wants to be, and everybody
Mhm.
just kills him on the speed thing.
Yep.
And I don't necessarily think that's fair. Especially there's passages that are really beautiful in this record, but I think Trilogy is the record he stands out on in terms of melodic stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
Odyssey is the Black Album, is Yngwie's Black
It's his
Album.
it's his rainbow album is what it is.
Well, yeah, it really is. Obviously, Joe Lynn Turner,
Yeah.
but Trilogy, if you and that's going to be my choice of the record to listen to. You can listen
Cool.
to this record, dude, seriously, it's ridiculous. But I think a lot of people have listened to this record.
Hmm.
I think Trilogy is the record you need to listen to by Yngwie because it's such
Interesting.
a good balance of melodic guitar playing, some cool songwriting, and
Hmm.
then just the shred when you want to shred. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
to me, it's kind of a perfect mix. And then, how can you beat him fighting a dragon with the Strat
Dude, I'll see the light
on the
tonight video.
mountain? How can you pick? No, Trilogy. Trilogy's where he's got the guitar and there's
Oh
the
yeah, as
dragon.
the
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
that's right. Well, but in the I'll see the light tonight video, they recorded that in the Conan the Barbarian ride at Universal Studios.
oh,
There's a dragon.
I didn't know they recorded
Oh,
it
dude, the video
there.
is incredible.
I've seen
Yeah,
it.
they
I
did it.
didn't know that's where they did it
Yeah,
though.
it's the Conan live
That's
experience at Universal.
amazing.
I think the thing about Ingve and John Sticks talked about it in our talk with him is that I don't think he's a great songwriter. I think he's an incredible technician who
Eh,
does have some feel, but he's just such a styled guitar player.
100, even though he's a hell of a blues player, if you've ever heard
He's
him play
actually pretty
blues.
good. But
Yes,
at
you are,
this
I agree.
time, his ego
Oh
and his
yeah.
like drive to like burn the world down and show them that I am the second coming of Paganini on guitar and like fuck you all. And I was there for it.
I
Like
was
I'm
going to
like,
say
yes,
let's be serious.
let's have it.
Who do you put him up against in '84? And if you saw those
Nobody.
tapes in '81, those black and whites,
Yeah.
I mean, who do you like legitimately? Who do you put him up against?
I think the only other player that, and they're not even comparable, but like Uli
Yeah,
to a degree is obviously a big influence. And people
one
talk
hundred
about the
percent.
Blackmore influence a lot, but I think that's more the mystique of
I
Blackmore.
totally agree. And the
I think
Strat
his
and
style is Uli.
Uli for sure. Completely agree with you.
But like, look, I immediately was like, "Yep, Ingve." awesome. And
Oh
then I saw him and was like, double down on that. Yes, Yngwie
yeah,
is the guitar player. Like, who you gonna put against him?
dude,
Fuck
he
everybody.
was always in our conversations with me and my guitar buddies.
Oh yeah.
Always in the conversations. And then like you had your great value Ingves after
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, quite
Like
a
your
bit.
Joe Stumps and your, there's they're out there for sure. And,
Wow. I
and
hadn't
it's
heard that name
do
in
you
a
like
minute.
that, Paul? How do you like
Yeah.
that? You know what's gonna be funny is
Mm.
when me and you look at our fucking Facebooks later and there's some kind of Joe Stump ad.
Oh, they'll be like, yeah, it's
I
probably our.
will die laughing like we had with the white trash
Yeah.
conversation. White
Yeah.
trash has
Yeah. I
never
think.
popped up in my phone, Facebook, as long as I've had Facebook. And we had that conversation about white trash in one of the 80s episodes. And
Yep.
then there was literally a thing about white trash.
Yep.
I could not, I was like literally, wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
What a weird thing.
I almost want to,
Ingve,
I'm going to open my Facebook right now just to see.
yeah, just see what happens.
And to see.
Ingve was
Oh my
interesting
God,
because
no, I'm just kidding.
yeah, that'd be amazing. Um,
There's
there
no way
were
that's
there were
happening.
so many. He like unleashed this flood of guitar players who he influenced a ton of really great players. To be fair,
He
like
really
people
did.
who came
Yes, he
later who
really
are
did.
like legit great
He
players.
really did.
And but then there was a lot of like also rans, and you get your like Chris and Pelletteries and stuff like
Here's
that.
another
Where
one. David T. Chastain. How about
oh,
that, Paul?
Chastain,
How
yeah,
about that, Paul?
yeah, Leather Leone on vocals. So, um,
So good.
but like no, I think that Ingve is somewhat by his own hand undervalued. Uh,
He is.
and
He's
this is a great record. I think those first four really
yes.
are all you need for Ingve.
I
And
100% agree. I will tell you this too about that is this is gonna sound weird, but if you get it, you get it. Ingve reminds me of Tool, where
mm,
Tool was very influential in their sound, and you cannot try to write stuff that sounds like Tool without people knowing you're absolutely ripping Tool off. And
yeah,
I
no,
think
you
Ingve had that. Another person you have to put in that conversation is Jason Becker. Jason Becker was definitely influenced by Yngwie. I
oh
mean,
for sure.
he was playing Black Star at like 13 or something insane like that. Um,
Yeah, probably left-handed upside down
Probably with a yo-yo.
with a
Um,
yo-yo.
but it's like you couldn't escape that
Yeah.
in guitar world, for a couple of years. Like Yngwie was Yngwie, and then, he's obviously going to, you know, die a slow death during the grunge,
Oh yeah.
alternative, all that, era. I
Well,
mean,
you just
really.
went to Japan,
Well, exactly, because he
which
was
is the
smart.
thing to do.
But the other thing too is he's still playing, he's still relevant in the guitar
Absolutely.
community, and I think
Yeah.
that's great. And I think, like I said, listen to Trilogy. That to me would be my gateway for you, especially if you're not like a big guitar player guy, or if you've
Yeah.
got like you've heard Ingve and heard some stuff. Trilogy is one I think you can go through and
It's
go, yeah, I can work my
trilogies.
around this too.
Well, if you're not a guitar player, Trilogy is the first album that is like predominantly vocals.
Yes, and then
Because
Odyssey would
Marching
probably
Out's
be the one.
still about two-thirds vocal, and then there's more instrumentals. There's like what, two songs on Rising
Yeah,
Force
there's
with
two songs
vocals.
on Rising Force with vocals.
So Trilogy's like, no, this is a band now, and
Yeah.
you get your one instrumental track, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Rising Force, if you're not a guitar player, is a tough sell.
Yes, it is.
But if
Absolutely.
you're a guitar player and you don't know this album, fucking shame on you.
Yeah, like, and the beautiful thing about the internet is like you can stop, listening to the pod right now and go listen to Rising Force
Yeah, and it'll
because
blow your wig off.
I, it's I still think it holds up too.
Dude, I think that
In that
as good
world,
as
right?
people have gotten, as far as guitar has advanced
Yes, which it has.
since 1984 to 2026, and there
Yeah.
are people out there doing things I don't understand.
Yeah, me too.
I guarantee you, if you ask some of these younger, like the new guard of amazing guitar about this record, they would have nothing but good things to say.
Yeah, I don't see how you don't. And I
And if
honestly
they don't, I don't trust you.
and I'll be really honest with you. We'll end it here. I think it was a very smart move for this record to be mostly instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was very smart and it was a game changer because if you think about it, who was really putting out instrumental guitar records at that point in the rock metal world?
Wasn't happening.
It was like, could you have hit any more of the right buttons coming to America?
Well, that Steeler record actually is pretty fucking good. I don't know if you ever got into
N-
the with him and Ron Keel and
No, I didn't. And then also Yngwie was in Alcatraz
it
too.
was yeah, that first Alcatraz album's actually
Yeah,
great.
he's on that. He's in Alcatraz too. And Steve Vai
Yep.
has to replace Yngwie in Alcatraz, and Vai
Yeah.
has gone on record saying, "How do you do that?"
Yeah,
You know
he
what I mean?
didn't. He was like, I'll just go do my thing, I guess, because
But
I
like
can't fuck with that kid.
when you do your thing, when you're your own guy,
Hmm.
and 6 out of the 8 tracks are instrumental, like there's so much smart. It's so smart the amount of stuff that they did
Yeah.
when they rolled him out to America as
Yep.
his own entity. I mean,
Yes.
it's so intelligent.
Yeah. It's like Robert Johnson level sold his soul to the devil. How did he do that shit?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people put their guitars down. A lot of people
Yeah.
started playing different styles of music
Well, like, what
after
are you
he.
going to do?
And you know
You
what's
can't do
fun?
that.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? You have two very important records that come out that year.
Hmm.
I think I might be off by a year, but I think people didn't hear this record really when it came out. You have Stevie Ray Vaughan's Texas Flood, and you have this record.
Yeah.
And whether you like both or one or neither, both those guys were very influential in the styles of music that they were playing. I mean, I can't hear somebody play the blues right now that does not sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
I can't.
And
I
it's
mean,
funny because they don't know they sound like Albert
Albert
King.
King, yeah, Albert King and Hendrix. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But like, it's the God's honest truth. Like he
Yeah.
has, and Ingve has really. Anytime you run any type of little, diminished lick or a
Harmonic minor.
harmonic minor, you are
Oh,
basically or a 3-octave arpeggio. You're tipping the cap to Ingve.
yep.
It's just
As
the
you
way it is.
should.
As you should. What is your record?
Salutations.
What's your record that you want people to listen to? Is it going to be
Um,
Legacy? I mean, not the Legacy. The Verdict.
the
I mean,
verdict.
I mean, you have
Yeah.
to, right?
I honestly, I think I would probably listen to the verdict, and I would listen to Digital Noise Alliance, the album after it, their latest album. Um, it's a great record too. Full disclosure, I think there is a couple C's on that record, but the strong stuff is fucking strong, and I just it 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 filled me up quite a bit to see a band that I loved so much come back so well after all that time. So
See,
give
so
new Queensryche a chance.
yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
fall in love with Queensryche again.
Yeah,
You know,
and honestly, Todd,
come on the show,
come
please.
on the show, please.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Um, you heard the show today. If it's your first time hearing, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you
Mhm.
would, you won't miss any shows, and you'll be able to go back and listen to a bunch of other things. Um, always have a great time talking about these. It's always
Yeah,
cool to, I think for you guys to maybe grab a record you haven't heard and listen to it, and you can do it nowadays. There's really no excuse with the internet and how easy it is to listen to music.
yep.
Like we always say at the end of every episode, be good yourselves, be good to others. Text or call a friend and tell them you found a brand new podcast you dig called Mixtapes. We'll talk to you soon.